What's going on, fellow vets? Brian Reese, the VA Claims Insider, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. And in this short video today, I'm covering the 5 types of VA service connection, okay, to make you eligible to receive VA disability compensation benefits. Okay, again, Brian Reese here, United States Air Force veteran. I served from 2003 to 2012. I'm the founder of VA Claims Insider. We help veterans get the VA rating and compensation they deserve faster. All right. Even if you've already filed, even if you've already been denied, even if you've already given up hope, okay, we can still help you. I can virtually guarantee, regardless of what's happened with your VA disability claim and benefits in the past, there's another path and we can help you. Okay, you'll see across the bottom of the screen. Right now, we are offering free VA claim discovery / strategy calls with an expert. Okay, this is no obligation, no risk to you. There's no high pressure sales tactics, none of that BS. It's an opportunity for you to learn about where you're at and how we might be able to help move you forward. Okay. Again, all you got to do is go to vaclaimsinsider.com and click that button there to book your free call with an expert. Okay. Slots are limited, so I highly recommend you do it right now and book your call. Okay. Again, you can go to vaclaimsinsider.com. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you hearing me out. Let's talk about it. The 5 types of VA service connection. Number 1, and this is the most common method of service connection. It's called direct service connection. Okay, so what this essentially means is you're telling the VA that your current disability is the direct result of your active duty military service. So maybe it was a training accident. Maybe it was a car accident. Maybe it was a combat deployment. Maybe it was stress from the job. You were working insanely long hours. Maybe it was some other type of incident, injury, event, or disease that led you, okay, remember, directly caused or made it worse. So here's a great example of direct service connection. And by the way, this is the most common type of service connection. Let's say you have combat PTSD due to constant rocket and mortar attacks in Iraq. Okay, when you were there, you served in combat, you were in Iraq, you were constantly under attack. Okay, whether it was direct or indirect fire. Your PTSD, okay, the current disability, the mental health condition, is due to your combat deployment, which is directly related to your military service. The stressor event was the fear of dying from the rockets and mortar attacks. Okay, that's an example of direct service connection. Now, something to think about. Here's a tip. If you look inside your service treatment records, go and look at your medical diagnosis history, because those conditions that are diagnosed within the first 10 to 20 pages of your military medical records are direct service connection. Those are probably eligible for benefits under the law, and you might not even know it. Have you not reviewed your military medical records in detail? Okay, so that's number 1 of 5, direct service connection. Now let's go to number 2. We call this often the missing link or the overlooked link to service-connected disability benefits. And the reason it's overlooked is because most people don't even know about it. And it's called secondary service connection. Okay, and there's a couple types within secondary service connection that are misunderstood. So I'll talk about those. It is actually codified in 38 CFR, okay, that a current disability that you have must be diagnosed in a record if it's proximately due to or aggravated by, okay, so proximately due to or the result of or aggravated by, which I'm going to get to, another service-connected disability that you have already service-connected in your records. By law, that new disability that was caused or made worse by another disability shall be service connected, which means it's eligible for VA disability compensation benefits. So here's an example. It's very common for veterans to have tinnitus, which is the ringing in your ears. All right. So let's say you left the service a while ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Well, guess what? Medical research shows that a very common linkage in those that have tinnitus, a lot of them end up developing headaches. Okay. Tinnitus, the ringing, the buzzing, the hissing in your ears can lead to headaches. Okay. Well, guess what? You can potentially connect your headaches secondary to tinnitus. Tinnitus is already service connected. It's making worse, or aggravating migraine headaches. That isn't service connected. Migraines secondary to tinnitus. Now, there's some things you need to show here, and this is a big one. By law, the third element of proving secondary service connection is something called medical nexus evidence. Nexus means link or connection. That's it. That's what nexus means. You are required to show by law a medical link between the two conditions. The best way to do that is to get a nexus letter from a private healthcare provider. Okay, there's a lot of them out there. I recommend you select someone who specializes in writing nexus letters for veterans. This is a highly, highly specialized field, gang, and not all nexus letter providers are equal. Okay, now, if you need nexus letters, we can help you get them at reduced rates. Okay, inside of our VA claims, inside our elite program. Again, you can book a free call to speak with a team member and see if we can help. Okay, so we covered direct service connection. We covered secondary service connection, but I want to add another piece. Okay, service connection via aggravation, which I'm about to get to in number 4, but hang with me, okay? Because there's an element of aggravation that can also exist under secondary service connection. Okay, so it goes like this. There's 2 types of aggravation. There's aggravation as when it comes to secondary service connection, and then there's aggravation of a pre-service disability. Okay, which I'm going to get to, so hang with me. Okay, let's talk about number 3. So we talked about direct service connection, secondary service connection. Number 3 is presumptive service connection. Presumptive service connection is the easiest type of VA disability service connection to prove. Why is it the easiest type, Brian? Because all you need to show is on your DD-214, okay, that you are eligible because you served in what's called a qualifying location during a qualified period. Okay, so let me give you an example of what this means. PACT Act benefits are a big one now. Okay, everybody's probably heard of the PACT Act at this point. Well, guess what? You can go to the Google machine and you can type VA presumptive list. There's over 200 conditions that I've listed out for you that can be presumptive. Many of them are not listed in the general record or in the law because they potentially go by other names. Okay, but I've made it easy for you. There's over 200 presumptive conditions tied to different qualifying service periods. Okay, so an example here, what are presumptive conditions? Certain chronic debilitating diseases, okay, diseases due to radiation exposure, diseases due to herbicide exposure. So think of Agent Orange and Blue Water veterans, Persian Gulf War veterans, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, anyone who served in OIF, OEF, and then Camp Lejeune veterans. Okay, but again, I have this all broken out for you. Go to Google and type VA presumptive list. I have over 200 conditions spelled out for you. Again, do you need a Nexus letter for presumptive service connection? No. Why don't you need a Nexus letter for presumptive service connection? Because it's not required. You just have to show on your DD-214 that you served in a qualifying location during the qualifying period and you developed a condition, a disability as a result of serving in that location. All right. All right. Let's talk about number 4. Okay. The 4th type of service connection is called service connected by aggravation. This can be on a secondary basis, a secondary condition. So let's say a current service connected disability you have aggravated another condition that's not service connected. If you have medical nexus evidence, that condition shall be service connected in a secondary basis. Okay, so proximately due to or aggravated by, those are the elements of secondary service connection. Now, under number 4, though, this is also called pre-service aggravation. Okay, so sometimes a pre-existing condition that you entered the military with is worsened by your military service. A great example of this is perhaps you entered the military with flat feet. Okay, I did. But maybe because of the military wearing combat boots with terrible insoles, okay, prolonged standing, deployments, running, all right, carrying huge packs on uneven terrain. There's lots of different causes for things. But flat feet and or plantar fasciitis, which is severe heel pain, maybe your military service worsened the pre-service condition beyond its natural progression. Okay, that's called aggravation of a pre-service disability. Okay, very, very important. I highly recommend, if you're going to go for aggravation, that you also get a Nexus letter, because you need a medical expert to explain why and how the disability was aggravated by your military service beyond the natural progression of the disability, disease, injury, etc. Okay, it's important to have that medical expertise. Okay, so direct service connection, secondary service connection, presumptive service connection by aggravation. The 5th and final type is what's called service connection by 38 USC 1151. This is unbelievably rare. Okay, I've been doing this work for a very long time, and I still haven't seen this. Okay, very, very rare. This refers to a disability or death that results from hospital care, medical or surgical treatment, or examination by a VA medical professional or facility, or due to participation in a program of voc rehab. Again, I have not seen this one, but it is possible. Okay, service connection by 38 USC 1151. All right, we covered the 5 types of service connection. Again, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can book a free VA claim strategy call with an expert right now. Okay, all you have to do is go to vaclaimsinsider.com and we'll chat with you. Okay, I virtually guarantee you we can help. Again, there's no obligation here. There's no high pressure sales tactics. There's none of that BS. This is a free opportunity for you to learn about how you move your claim forward with the right strategy, the right way, regardless of anything that's happened in the past. Okay, we can help. Again, thank you so much. Thank you, fellow vets, for your service, your sacrifice to our country. We'll talk to you real soon.